Welcome to MAP, the Mad About Pop Culture podcast. And to help you on this new journey is the host, Sagar, and his crew that will be joining him, as they will take you on an adventure of all things pop culture. So sit back, grab a drink, take out your maps, and enjoy the ride.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. I'm the map, I'm the map. If there's a place you gotta get, I can get you there, I bet. I'm the map. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map.
Haha.
Just keeps getting better.
I know, right?
I know.
What have you got there on your head, Sagar?
Mate, got myself a summer hat.
Yeah, because we're right in the middle of an Australian summer right now.
Yeah, I know. So it's a beach hat.
Yeah.
Actually, it's an everyday hat.
Yeah.
I got one at work like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wear it at work. But it's got the Oscar logo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it. Oh, God. These headphones, I swear. There we go. That's a bit better. I'll go back a bit. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got our logo for the hat, but it's not like these ones, like what we're wearing. It's more like, have you seen like those barbershop quartet? You know what I'm talking about? No. These things. Hold on, I'll show you. Like,
is it like those bucket hats?
No. This is not a bucket hat. It's like you know those hello my darling. Da-na-na-na-na.
Oh yeah. Like the flat top one.
Yeah. Like this type.
Yeah. That is amazing. That is
literally.
Awesome.
So we've got that. We've literally got that as our new hat. And forgot to do the intros, man. So
that was an intro.
Yeah, that was a good intro. Yeah. So welcome to MAP, guys. My name is Sagar. I'm your host for today, and joining me today is SquishyJoshy, aka Joshua.
How's it going, everyone?
I got a Bunnings one as well, but the Bunnings one, I'm upset with the Bunnings one. It's too small.
Too small. Oh.
Unless I have a fat head, but it's too small. It says one size only. One size fits all.
Yeah, right. Well, clearly that's not the case.
No, it's not. But I have to double check. I think it might be a smaller one. It might be one size fits all small. So you got a Peroni one there, man.
Yeah, rocking the Peroni hat
right
now.
I've just got the plain
Peroni,
one.
if you wanna sponsor us at all,
please. We'll gladly drink it during the pod. So if you need anything, let us know. If you need.
Yeah.
So man, how's your week been?
Oh well, it's another one of those don't get me started weeks. Honestly, like I said, that's the best way to start a conversation these days. Just like, don't get me started.
Don't get me started on this.
So basically we've just been working on a lot of projects at work, and it's a lot of new campaigns and stuff. So we're doing a lot of design for various different assets, and it's a lot of work. So it's just becoming a bit much to handle. Like there's just 2 designers. And it's a lot of work. So how about you? How are you going?
So work's been busy, man. Like we've had our on and off days, but like it's okay. It's not bad at the moment. Like I like it when it's busy because then you can actually do things. Whilst when it's quiet, it gets really boring and the day just drags on. But like when it's busy, it feels like it's going a bit quicker. Like today was one of our least busy days, so it felt like it was just dragging on. I finished my work by like 2:00, and then for another 2.5 hours I had no idea what to do. So I'm just like, all right, I'll just do other things and help other people out if I can. And then that was pretty much it, man. That was nothing surprising. Yeah,
a bit of a dry week.
It has been, and the weather doesn't help as well, like because it's like cold in the morning and then super hot by like lunchtime. So that doesn't help at all.
But we've got our hats.
We've got the hats. So. That's the only thing that counts. Yeah, man. So pretty much we've got a bit of light news that we're going to go through. Not a lot, but
Yeah.
just a bit. The news is basically it's nothing big. It's just it's just a bit of a fluff story. That we've had Kevin Feige reach out to former Ant-Man writer and director Edgar Wright. And so basically Kevin Feige just reached out to him since the first time leaving the movie franchise, and just pretty much just had a catch up with him, and probably most likely they're going to be talking about working for, maybe try to get him back on, get him back on to direct or write or be involved somehow, because he's a fantastic writer and director. He's got some great movies out there. One of my favorites is Baby Driver. That's a really good one. Yeah, that's the one where but it's basically like a crime.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of watching this movie.
It's with it's a really good movie concept, man. It's really good. It's very edgy and on your toes movie, so which is really cool. Like I'd love to see like a Marvel movie directed by him. That'd be great.
I wonder how interesting, or how different Ant-Man would have been if it was directed by Edgar Wright.
Yeah, true. Like you see some of the mannerisms that Edgar Wright has go through, but it's not like everything. It's just, he did write the original script anyways, and they came in and just redone it and everything. So it's pretty much. It would have been fantastic. I reckon it would have been like a really fast-paced comedy, eccentric kind of movie. That's what I would reckon.
Potentially, it could have been like how Thor Ragnarok was like the reviving movie out of the Thor franchise.
Yeah.
It could potentially have been like that, but for Ant-Man.
Yeah, but probably a little bit more like dramatic. Like more drama, like a little bit more serious, and have a little bit more of those intense moments. Whilst Thor Ragnarok was a great movie, very comedic and everything, but I reckon the Ant-Man would have been a bit more like have that same comedic effect, but be a bit more serious and a little bit more, a little bit more on your seat, kind of on the edge of your seat, kind of a movie kind of thing. Yeah, so it's great to see that they are. And the next thing I put in, it was kind of a joke, but it is kind of a bit of news. Was a interview that Jared Leto did about his character, Dr. Michael Morbius. This was a fun read. Oh my god, this was an amazing read. You read it, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this was the best thing I've read in quite a while. Like, the things that he said, oh my lord, the things that he said. Wow, wowzers. Like, so just to catch everyone up, he said that it's really difficult for him to play a character like Michael Morbius because they are very similar
to how he is in real life.
Yeah, so he's very similar.
Yeah.
Jared, oh man, that guy's cooked hard.
Oh yeah.
He's cooked big time, man. Like, literally the things that you hear that he did on Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That was
just to get into character as the Joker.
Yeah. Like sending dead rats and bullets and like other things as well. It's just like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, what are you doing, buddy? He's seriously like, I'm seriously like, oh man, this guy's definitely lost the plot.
Oh yeah. And I hate to say it, so like music wise, like his album, like his band 30 Seconds to Mars, like their albums just went downhill. Like they started off really good, really genius songwriting and everything.
Oh yeah,
and
fantastic
then
songwriting.
Just went downhill.
What happened with that? It was him, wasn't it? He's the one that caused the down.
It's got to be him because no one stayed in his band.
Everyone left.
Everyone left except his brother.
Yeah,
Literally.
everyone's like gone their own ways, and he's the only one that stayed.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just...
He's a bit of a... He's a character, man. They should literally... I'd love to see, like, a documentary on him of what he's thinking half the time.
Yeah. Yeah, like, just what's on his mind.
Yeah, like, how can you compare yourself to a fictional character?
Not just that, but, like, it's not just, like, a random character, like a human character. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a vampire.
Yeah, but he's not talking about the vampire. He's talking about the doctor. The guy's got... He's a doctor, right? And he's got... I think he's disabled, right? And he's an orphan. And literally, like, how can you be in that concept?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how... okay, if the character speaks to you, I get it. But, like, how do you believe that character that you see in the comic book relates to your thing? Like, that's my question.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see him, like, actually get a comic book and read it and be like, I relate to that guy. I live my life like how he lives his life. like seriously, man, that's the way he's, like, doing it. It's so freaky and weird, man. I honestly don't know what to say about that. Yeah. So that's pretty much it on that end. Any other news you wanted to add on?
There's supposed to be a I think there's supposed to be a Sony event happening Thursday America, so that's Friday for us. Or rather, probably
Friday, yeah, it'll be Friday for us.
in the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, not sure what that is gonna have. Like, could there be a trailer or some information on the upcoming Sony projects?
Well, I think
maybe-
they'll hold that off for the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is just around the corner anyways.
That is true. And then, speaking of the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
did you see that that weird promo that came out that was like, watch the Super Bowl to see the Venom 2 trailer?
Do you know how much money they have to fork out just to get a 30-second ad in the Super Bowl? It's massive money, and
Huge.
definitely we're gonna get a lot of trailers. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a lot of movie trailers. Like, I won't be surprised. Like, to me, I would not be surprised. The movies that are solid and ready to go, we'll probably get a trailer for those. But I reckon we're mainly going to get more TV show trailers.
Yeah, like Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah, Disney Plus, HBO things and other things as well. And just basically see how they go. But I think most likely, I get a feeling it's going to be mainly TV shows than movies. But if we do get movies, it'll be a good thing. It'll be good to see and stuff. And but
what do you think in terms of movies? What trailers do you think we'll get?
Like you said, we'll probably get Venom, and then I think we might get a new Justice League trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we might get a new Justice League trailer. We might get a Black Widow trailer, maybe just a re-hype trailer. Hopefully we get Eternals. I'd love to see an Eternals trailer. And then we're going to get other movies here and there and stuff like that. We might get another Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. We might get a trailer for Quiet Place 2. That's a movie that I'm keen to watch. Quiet Place 2. We'll probably get a trailer for that. And hopefully maybe more Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And HBO and other things. I reckon that's what I reckon we'll get.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I think potentially it will be mostly Sony and Disney because, well, let's say if they're having it on the ESPN network, that's essentially owned by Disney. So most of the trailers will be probably from Disney.
But then again, they won't favor it because they do.
They won't. They won't.
It's hot
but
money.
Yeah.
Like Warner Brothers will definitely do it because they've got a lineup ready to go, and I got a feeling we might get a Black Adam trailer. The Rock's Black Adam trailer.
Oh yeah.
We might get
yeah.
something for that. I got a feeling we might get something.
What about another trailer for June? Honestly, I think we're gonna get probably Venom 2.
Oh, obviously, because it's said it.
Yeah, but we don't know if that thing is real.
They wouldn't. I doubt they would say that and then back out of it and be like,
but,
"Ha, psych, we're just joking."
Most likely, it will be Venom 2.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
Let There Be Carnage. What a name.
Yeah. What a name.
What a name.
If we're lucky, maybe a teaser for Spider-Man 3. Maybe.
I don't think so because they just started shooting that.
Well, true, but they also said we would get something at the end of 2020, and we didn't.
For Spider-Man.
For Spider-Man 3.
I think they're just gonna keep pushing back things like that.
Yeah.
I got a feeling like things like for Spider-Man 3, we won't get that much for it. So I think out of the Marvel movies, I think we'll probably get a Eternals trailer, and maybe
either Eternals or Shang-Chi.
I reckon we'll get both. I reckon we might get a long.
You reckon?
I reckon we might get a longer, because Eternals is coming out before Shang-Chi, right? Or is it Shang-Chi?
After. So Shang-Chi is in July.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Black Widow is in May. But for us, it might be April.
These movies don't actually have a big turnaround.
No. So I think ours is, for us, we might get Black Widow in May. April. Like during because normally these big Marvel movies, like...
Oh yeah, we get them like 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah. So we'll probably get it on like that Anzac weekend or week, whenever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
because I remember like Iron Man, Avengers, all these Marvel movies that come out in May came out in April for us, so we got it 2 weeks before they did. Yeah. So in saying that, so I think Black Widow, but I don't think we'll get another Black Widow trailer. We maybe, but I got a feeling
but
nah.
I would advise them against it.
I wouldn't bet on it. They just dropped something on YouTube the other day. Yeah, but I reckon so. Then we might get a trailer for Shang-Chi, and get a trailer for Eternals.
Yeah. I could see that.
That's something that I could definitely see them doing. And then same with Warner Brothers. They could drop a bit more trailers for the upcoming movies that they've got, like Batman, Suicide Squad, maybe a Black Adam one, probably a new Justice League one, but I think everyone's sick and tired of watching the Justice League trailer. They just want to see the movie by now.
I'm not even interested.
Yeah. Oh, dude, apparently it's not going to be a 4-part 1 hour movie series. It's going to be a full-on 4-hour movie. Oh, dude, like, good luck, man.
I mean, you think about it, right? Avengers Endgame, that was a 3-hour movie, right?
Almost 3 hours.
With a whole lot of deleted scenes, which could have made the movie even longer.
Yeah. See, here's the thing with that. They shot Infinity War and Endgame together. Back to back.
Exactly.
So basically people had no idea what they were filming. So some people thought that scenes in Infinity War were going to be in Endgame, and some scenes in Endgame were going to be in Infinity War. So it's a bit hard to figure out what they were trying to, like, what they were filming and stuff, because they were left in the dark about it. And I was like, that's the way movies should go. Like, you shouldn't know everything about it, and should keep everything quiet. Anyways, I think we've rambled on about that for a bit too long now, and let's go to our next thing. I'm going on an adventure! And that's the adventure of WandaVision. It reminds me of like the Flintstones song. Oh, the Jetsons,
That's
isn't
true.
it?
Yeah,
Jetsons.
yeah. No,
No, Flintstones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Flintstones, we're the Flintstones,
Yeah.
we're the yabba dabba doos.
Yeah, but never do.
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
So what we're going to do is, since WandaVision is on, where each episode is, we're just going to do a WandaVision recap.
Yep.
Pretty much because there's literally no movies or things to talk about, and so every week we're just going to be talking about WandaVision, but not the whole time. So we're going to be first half will be about WandaVision, and then the second half we'll have a topic to go on. So we're not going to be rambling a whole hour and a half on just WandaVision. So we're talking about other things at the same time. But we're up to episode 4 now of WandaVision, and pretty much this was the episode that everyone didn't expect but got.
What an episode!
What an episode!
What an episode!
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go full on spoilers. So this is your spoiler warning. I am warning you once. This is a spoiler. I'm warning you twice. This is a spoiler. I'm warning you the third time.
This is a spoiler.
This is a spoiler. There's spoilers. Okay, guys? So there is going to be spoilers. If I get a message or if I get something from you guys saying, oh, you didn't warn me, well, too bad. I've warned you 3 times. And if you don't get it...
I've warned you as well.
Yeah, and if you don't get it, then, mate, you seriously need to have a hard look in the mirror. And, yeah. But anyway, so right off the bat, we're going to go straight for spoilers and stuff. I was not expecting this episode at all, man. Like, before we dive straight into it, like, to talk about it, I was not expecting it at all, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this kind of episode. Were you?
What were you expecting?
I was expecting them to just continue with a sitcom.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
just continue with a sitcom. And I was expecting, like, we're going to get these episodes, this kind of episode that we got for episode 4, probably after the sitcoms have finished, and they're just going to do a recap, like basically do what they did in this episode, but over the sitcom eras, if you know what I mean. So that's what I thought that was going to happen. I wasn't expecting it. I thought maybe we might get it by episode 6 or something. Yeah, 6 or 7 we might get this kind of episode, and then like 8 and 9 were going to be the hectic real life, present day events. But no, we got what we needed, pretty much, I reckon. Yeah. What about you, man? What were you expecting?
I had a little bit of an idea that it was going to be kind of centered around like swords kind of perspective, but I didn't know we'd be getting all of those details. And not just that, it's left us with even more questions.
Okay, so let's go into it. I love the way how they introduced the episode by the blip, like those guys, them coming back
from the blip. That scene looked really good. It was just all chaos, all hectic.
That's what you expect from it. Like when because we haven't seen the repercussions of the second snap when he snaps everyone, when Hulk snaps everyone back.
Yeah.
We only saw it in Spider-Man Homecoming, but that was used for like comedic effects. Like you see them playing a basketball.
It was just like we only saw it like in a very small sort of capacity, like within the school, like they were coming back in the gym.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And, it was like really little things.
Yeah.
But like a hospital, that's like next level
thing.
That's
like you literally see like people like reappearing in the hallways and stuff, and then you see also like doctors and nurses like reappear, and then you see this nurse or doctor just reappear, and then Monica Rambeau's just like, hey, what happened to my mother? And he's like, I need to call my wife, because he's like confused. He's like, what's happening? Kind of a thing. What Spider-Man did was kind of like for comedic effect, but like this is some hardcore stuff, right, that's happened here.
It's like it's goosebumps.
And the visuals were quite pretty.
The 3D rendering and everything, like the effects, like they've gotten so much better at.
When you get blip, like what happens? Like what are you thinking of and stuff? And to me, it felt like it was like a dream or something. Like clearly Monica Rambeau was sleeping.
Like it would have just all been like you'd remember maybe like
Yeah,
5
yeah,
seconds,
yeah.
then everything would just be black.
Like
And then
literally
as you come back, it's just like 5
fading
seconds
in.
again,
Yeah,
fading
like you're
in.
like whatever you're doing, you just go back to whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
And then same with
yeah,
you're looking at, like she was like sleeping and dreaming, and then you can hear a younger version of herself, and then you can hear Captain Marvel, Brie
Captain
Larson,
Marvel.
and stuff. So that was pretty cool, like how they did that visually, and visually it was fantastic. Like speaking, because like things like that, I love it. I love that reverse of Reed dust. Like you see particles go away, and then these guys like coming back the same way they got disappeared. That was pretty cool. That was a cool thing about it. And then so we go to like Monica like looking for her mother and stuff, and she has no idea. It's been 5 years, and she thinks like, dude, my mum was right there. Like, well, what do I do? What happened? And then I don't know if you caught it, but like when she was in the hallway walking down, you could see inside patients' rooms and stuff, and you can see like a patient in bed, and then a person reappearing.
yeah.
That was pretty like.
Yeah, there's a lot of attention to detail.
I know,
in that scene,
yeah.
I think it was really good.
It was quite like fulfilling as well. Like something I wasn't expecting this to be in a TV show.
Yeah,
Like this kind of detail. And then another detail was so she goes in, like one of the doctors recognizes her, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I'm looking for my mum." And she's like, "Oh, your mum's dead. Like she died like 3 years ago." And she's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You said that the cancer was gone and everything." I'm like, and she was like, "Nah, it came back, man. Like you've been gone for 5 years. Like I don't know if you know this, but you have not been here." She wasn't shocked that she was gone for 5 years. She was more shocked that like her mom's gone. Like in that moment, her mom's gone, and like characters like Maria Rambeau, not Monica, Maria, who died, and they've put that in a TV show instead of a movie. Like they've actually made that, stuck by their guns and said, no, this is part of the movie. She's gone because she had cancer and she died. She's not immortal. So pretty much, I like how they did it in the movie, in the TV show, because dude, we would have to wait another, like in real life, like not in that series, but in real life, we would have to wait like another 4 years before we get Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna say it and then she's dead. So but things like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they go from there, and then he goes straight to her going back to Sword headquarters. And she's not surprised by anything. Like, oh, dude, I was gone for 5 years. I'm like, someone like her wouldn't be surprised.
Well, until her past doesn't work.
Yeah, kind of.
On the door.
But like, she's not surprised by it. Like, she's not surprised that this thing's happened, which is quite, scary. Because if she's not scared about this kind of thing, like, dude, what have you seen? Like, kind of questions to see, like...
Because there is a clue that she was up in space before that.
Yeah, because she went to space. Because she was...
she went to space.
Yeah, she's done solo missions. So I got a feeling that solo missions must have been helping out Captain Marvel. Who knows, possibly, could be.
Or Nick Fury.
No. So here's my thing on that. So the timeline of WandaVision is...
Before Spider-Man.
Yeah. So Spider-Man Far From Home was in June or July 2024.
Yeah.
WandaVision takes place in October or November 2023.
Yeah.
So WandaVision takes place literally like weeks, like maybe a month after the Avengers Endgame.
I've got some mad theories about that.
But at the end of Spider-Man, you see them in space. So could it be that something happened in WandaVision that made Nick Fury go, "Oh, we need a space thing up there. Sword headquarters, you see like rockets and you see like space shuttles and stuff. So who knows? They might be building the space station there to launch it up. Yeah, but then yeah. So then we go from there, and then moving the story forward. There's like a missing persons case that has attracted the eyes of Sword, and so the head of Sword says, "Hey, goes, hey, go check this missing persons things out. I think it might be something of your interest. Check it out, see what happens." And that's when we run into our good old mate, Jimmy Woo, and he did the card trick. He did the card trick.
Yes, he finally learned it.
He did it. Oh, bro, that was the biggest pop I ever gave, like the biggest roar when I was watching it. I was just like, whoa! Oh, he's done it. He's learned it. Oh, dude.
I wonder if he's gonna show it to Ant-Man that he's learned it at some point.
You know what's gonna be funny? So apparently, you know how they're saying that Doctor Strange might show up, and apparently, you know what I'd love is if Doctor Strange goes, "Oh yeah, I work in mystic arts and stuff," and then Jimmy Woo's like, "Oh yeah, like magic," and he's like, "No, not like magic, but like sort of like magic." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a magician too." Like he does the trick.
Yeah, it does it, and then
Doctor Strange
just does like something like a portal.
No, Doctor Strange just looks at him and just be like does one of those sighs, like,
yeah.
How's this guy?
Yeah.
How's this guy part of the FBI?
That's not real magic.
It's like, how's this guy part of the FBI? and then you see Doctor Strange perform his magic, and then Jimmy Woo's just like, I need to learn how he did that.
Yeah. Send him to the Kamatage.
Yeah, Kamatage.
In Nepal.
Yeah. So we've got that missing persons thing. Pretty much like you have two cops there that are like, this town is not meant to exist. And he's like, no, it does exist because there's a population of 3,000 people there. So I think it's meant to exist. Literally, they're like, where are you from? Eastview. So the opposite side. They're pretty much being undermined, controlled themselves.
Yeah.
We see there's an actual force field around it. Because like we see a drone go up, like Monica Rambeau's drone. And by the way, I called that last week. I called it. I said, everyone's like, oh, it's the helicopter you see outside. I'm like, nah, it's a drone, man. The drone's turned into a toy. $100, it's a drone. Guess what it was? It was a drone. I was right. I called it. I can see the future. I can't see the future. Anyway, so
don't quote
don't quote me about it, man. Don't come to me about your problems, right? I can't solve everything.
Yeah. Or the lotto ticket.
What's the lotto numbers for tomorrow? I don't know. 6. So anyway, and then you see.
Wait, 6? You mean like the sides of a hexagon?
Oh! She did not mean that at all, but I just said 6. I literally did not mean
that's a high IQ joke right there.
That's a thinking man's joke. Joke. But anyways, yeah, you see her. She gets sucked into the reality, and then yada yada yada. You see Sword setting up base and with the FBI, and then you see Darcy coming back. Kat Denning.
The Thor franchise.
Yeah, Kat Denning. Oh, she was amazing. She was so good. She's become a doctor now. So she wasn't a doctor in the last one, so she's a doctor now. It was amazing. It was quite fun. It was quite entertaining as well. Her interactions were quite fun. Watching them inside the bubble, they're like, oh, it's a sitcom.
Yeah, and she's like invested, and she's like eating the
chips
and everything.
And she goes, oh, it's twins. And then you see Jimmy Woo looking at her, and she's like, what? I'm invested.
Yeah.
Which was quite cool and funny. But like, man, the way that they did it was crazy. Like, it was unbelievable. You see the Shield's perspective. Here's the thing about that. Apparently, they see it by episodes. So what we get is we get one episode per era. So like one episode per the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
They get a full season out of it.
Yeah.
So they get like more episodes. So I'm like, dude, I want to see what's inside those episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I 100% want to see.
It's her washing the dishes every couple of hours.
Yeah, according to Kat Denning. Oh, Darcy. Let's just use her. Let's use her character name. She probably washes the dishes once per episode, and I'm just like,
once per episode.
And I was like thinking about it, I'm like, did she wash dishes in episode 2? Were there any dishes involved?
Yeah.
And I was just like thinking, I'm like, wait a second, there's more to this than what we see. And then it shows us every time there's a glitch or every time she rewinds something, it's just a cut.
Yeah, it's just censored.
It's just censored. Like, you don't see anything else. It's just censored and stuff. And so I'm just like, okay. And then you see like the perimeter set up with the hexagon and stuff. Man, that's a big factor, the hexagon thing. What do you think it could be, man? I really don't have a clue about this hexagon thing, man.
I'm not too sure right now. I think there's a lot of different rumors of what it could be. It's definitely pointing to a couple of things. I think it's an overarching teaser for either Mephisto or AIM, and it could be both.
I got a feeling
It could be both.
like Marvel doesn't seem like that thing that they'll bring back something.
That's
For me, I don't think they'll bring back AIM. They might, but
I think the larger story of AIM has still yet to be told. Like, we had the sort of fake person that was the original founder, but then there's supposed to be someone that takes over, which is MODOK.
MODOK, yeah.
And we're still yet to see that story. So I don't know if that's something they've planned down the line. So that's why I think it's a very deep cut teaser.
Yeah.
But I think...
But if it was a deep cut teaser, they would have just kept it as a teaser, not keep repeating it.
Exactly, which leads me to think that it's something to do with Mephisto. The guy that's the actual director of Sword, or he said very specifically acting director.
Yeah, because that was meant to go to Monica, but she disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and he looked like he didn't particularly want her to be back because he probably wants the job for himself. But there's other theories that guy's a Skrull.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a Skrull that Nick Fury trusted, or Maria trusted.
Yeah.
But maybe he turns out to be bad, and he's working with someone.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe that could be Mephisto himself. Because if you look at it, if you've seen the promos, I don't know if you saw the promo for episode 5, but for in this episode he's like, "Oh, I'm leaving. I'm going back to the headquarters." And then in episode 5, he's still at that base in Westview. What if he could be someone that's in disguise and stuff like that?
So, I mean, I doubt that it's Mephisto, because I feel like the way that it's currently set up, it's seeming like they need Wanda to unleash Mephisto into the real world. But it wouldn't make sense if that director from Sword is Mephisto, because he's already in the real world.
Yeah.
So,
but I've got to think about that as well. So I'll save that towards the theory parts when we go on theories and stuff. Anyways, just to keep things moving. So we were like, this episode showed us things that we see. The radio where he's talking through the radio, and then you see what happens on the TV. You just see her standing there, and then the glass breaks, and then next minute she's saying, "You know how to get rid of blood is to do it yourself."
They didn't even show that scene with the
blood.
Yeah.
They just said, "You know how to get rid of blood," and the blood wasn't in color. If you noticed, like you don't.
No, they actually just didn't show.
They didn't show her hand, right? Yeah. They just showed her body, upper half, and face.
Yeah.
But they didn't show the thing, her hand. So we don't know if she can see color or not. And then he goes into the 80s, and then sorry, not the 80s. Yeah, 80s, right? No, 70s, the Brady Bunch looking thing, and then you see the interaction, and then you see them watching it, and then Monica Rambeau drops the Ultron bomb, and they were like, "Holy shit, is this the first time something from the outside world has been referenced?"
Yeah.
And then she's like looking through her notes and stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, probably is." They've gone by season, and then this is the first time like something like bizarre has happened. But you see the people, the character and their real name. So Mr. and Mrs. Hart is played by such and such, and then Norm is the Indian guy whose name is Alfaz or something. And I don't know if I saw an enhanced version of his like report card, and it says that Alphaz was woken by vision. What do you mean by woken by vision? Like, yeah. And then he goes back to norm. So Alphaz was like woken by vision, and he had deep concerns about his sister, and it was literally like, wait, what's Vision doing? Like, Wanda controlling Vision, or is Vision controlling himself, kind of thing, but not like fully in control of himself. But what's happening there? Like, Vision awoke him. That seems very interesting to me. Did you see it? Did you see that thing?
Yeah, I did, and I think it's related to another scene in one of the trailers that we haven't seen yet, but
that's the one with what's her name? Agnes, yeah, where she's in the car or something, yeah. And she's like, "Am I dead?" And he's like, "No," and then she goes, "Oh no, because you are." Like, that's some freaky shit, like, right there. That's happening. Like, I love it. It's so trippy. I love how they're making it so trippy, and visually speaking as well. Like, it's still got that Marvel look to it, but it's not bright colors and stuff like that. We're not getting that yet. Like, we're still getting that Marvel tone, but it's weird and twisted. Yeah, man. What else happens in this episode? I'm just having a mind blank.
Basically, yeah, like after that, they try to communicate with Wanda
To the radio, yeah.
To the radio.
We get shown how Monica gets shot out.
Yeah.
And then she says, "Oh, it's all Wanda. Wanda's doing it all."
Yeah.
So people were like, is she under a spell? Is Wanda under a spell? What's happening? But anyway, back to that that war with the real characters. So like Mr. and Mrs. Hart and all that stuff, Herb and Norm and all that. You don't see any ID for Agnes.
That's
and
right.
you don't see Dottie up there at all. And which got me thinking, like, what if Agnes is the missing person?
Well, they did say. Well, that's the thing. Like, they said it was a guy, though.
Oh, was it a guy?
It was a guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Missing person's a guy, but that could be Ralph, who she keeps referring to.
Probably. Or
But-
it could be. That could be like that. One of those sitcom things where you don't meet the other spouse, but they keep talking about them. But you don't. But you never meet them. You never see them.
Yeah, it could be that.
It could be that kind
We
of thing.
don't know.
Who knows? Or it could be Mephisto, how everyone else is suggesting. But I swear to God, I hope it's not Mephisto. I hope Ralph's not Mephisto. I hope Ralph is an actual character. Where
Yeah, and they've just been like leading us
Yeah,
on to
yeah,
think
yeah,
that it's
yeah.
Mephisto.
but it's some like actual like character, and I'll just that'll be hilarious if he's actually the like an actual person, not Mephisto.
Well, knowing Marvel, they would love to surprise us. So I think maybe that's the whole point. They want us to think that Ralph is Mephisto,
Yeah.
and then maybe they'll just throw a curveball, and then we'll just see Mephisto come out from somewhere
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Like, we'll just be like, what?
Yeah, like Mephisto's like the rabbit,
Yeah.
like surprise.
Or the stork.
Yeah, like surprise,
Yeah.
and just like,
I was stuck in animals this whole
Yeah.
time.
God, didn't you guys realize? Like, come on, man. You think you
Yeah.
expect me to do some stuff in a rabbit's body? What is this? Oh, dude, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Ralph is like, like Ralph is one of those made-up people, like that's just like some kind of like doll, like stuffed doll or something. or Ralph is like something like a Weekend at Bernie's, like just a dead guy that's just been sitting there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Ralph, good old mate Ralph."
What was Thor's friend? Remember those small videos that they did for Thor?
Was it Daryl or Darren?
Daryl, yeah.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Dazza, good old Dazza.
Yeah, good old Dazza. I wonder if he's going to show up again.
I want him to show up in Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope he does.
like
I hope he does.
Thor goes back to Earth, and then
Yeah.
Dazza walks past him, and he's like, gives that
Oh, Daryl.
gives that look, kind of like a, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be amazing if they do that. I think in the next episode, episode 5, we're gonna get a bit more sitcom and a bit more sword stuff.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's gonna be a bit more half thing. Yeah, in this one, you pretty much see how Wanda was like, "You need to leave. You don't belong here."
Yeah,
She
yeah.
feels threatened, and she just like absolutely pushes her, out of the bubble, the COVID bubble. She's max capacity, man. You're only allowed 3,000.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You can't have 3,001. It's you can't do that, man. That's breaking COVID guideline rules and stuff, But anyways, like, so you see her kicked out, and then you see Wanda just go, "Oh, there's a hole in the wall. Okay, let me fix this before anything." And then you see Vision rock up,
Yeah.
and it's dead Vision
Yeah.
with the hole in the head.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Well, yeah, same. And which leads us to that interview that Paul Bettany did, where he was like, Kevin Feige told him about a post-credit scene for Endgame, which they pulled out, where they were like, "Hey, we're gonna have a scene where Wanda comes and takes you out of this containment." That's the post-credit scene. I'd love to see that. Looking at the promos that we're gonna get for episode 5 and everything else, I think we are gonna get that anyways.
Yeah, it looks like they've just repurposed it and put it in the series. And
Yeah, I reckon we'll get that, because there's an episode where she's wearing her Avengers clothing, and then she's in like this kind of facility.
Yeah, it's like a base.
Yeah. So that could be the thing, where they're in the base and she's gone to take him. Like, that's how she gets him, and we see how she gets him and stuff. Let's go into theories now. Like, what if in there is what if Mephisto is in that morgue place, kind of things where they keep like dead sentient beings? What if Mephisto sort of dead in his human form? His soul is trapped inside. What if he's inside of a human body, and that human body's just decayed and no one, like, he can't get out of it for some reason, or some sort of sentient being that's just dead, and then Sword's got it in that holding facility where they've kept Vision, maybe, and she's gone and, like, just to get Vision out, she's probably used her powers to awaken Vision, and she might have accidentally just awakened Mephisto in that place as well. And then who knows, Mephisto could be someone that is part of it. It's just a theory that I'm going to throw out there, but I don't know if it will actually be, but that could be something where he's already arrived on Earth, but we're just, we don't know if he's actually a living being, or is he still in hell, or where is he? Like, God knows. But like, he could be that someone in that morgue, or that like weapons holding facility. Oh, this is an ancient creature, like a mythical creature, like how Shield was keeping a Creed. So that's how they used the Creed to revive Coulson. Was using Creed blood and DNA and stuff. What if Mephisto is something like that, where they've kept him and they're harvesting energy off him? That could be something like that. But what was your theory?
My theory is kind of like, so you know how so the timelines of the movies, right? So this is my big thing with the timelines, and obviously Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
We've seen it in the cinemas like 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Almost 2
Yeah.
years. Almost 2 years. And in that movie, it's set in 2024, and WandaVision is set in 2023. But there is no hint, no clue, no nothing that it's going to go into multiverse stuff, right?
Oh, well, it's sort of, they just mention it. They said they just mention it
through Mysterio.
Yeah.
But he's not a normal Earth person. He's got no idea of how it actually works. So they hint it like a deep cut teaser. But to me, the timelines is where it gets a bit weird. So I don't know if it's just Sony that are just bad at working out timelines, because they made a mistake with Homecoming as well. But basically, I'm thinking the end of WandaVision has to somehow match up to the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. And same thing's got to happen with Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV series, because no one has talked about this, right? They are happening before Spider-Man Far From Home, so they both of them have to happen, have to lead up to Spider-Man Far From Home. So they're happening at the same time as that movie, right? So what I'm thinking is, you know how at the end of Far From Home when Spider-Man is all like they show him on the news, it's like Spider-Man is Peter Parker, right? So they reveal his identity, and then he's like, what the, right? And then so like the whole world knows who he is now, and then the movie ends, right? Just before I continue on the theory, do you remember what the end credit scenes were for Spider-Man Far From Home? The Skrulls and Nick Fury, yeah, in the ship. Okay, all right. So obviously that's more in the future. So, anyways, so I'm thinking, right, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier both have to somehow link to the ending of Far From Home. So I'm thinking, this is just a wild out there theory, that by the end of WandaVision, something terrible is going to just scar her, right? It's just literally going to make her go insane. And I don't know what that is. Maybe her twins get stolen from her, or Vision dies. Something along those lines. Something has to be very traumatic for Scarlet Witch. And then, so she's going to explode, and then I think she's just going to, her whole bubble is just going to expand. And conveniently, New Jersey just happens to be pretty close to New York. So what I'm thinking is her bubble starts to expand. Maybe the sky goes red, right? Because it's all Scarlet Witch. The sky is tearing apart and everything. So right at the start of Spider-Man 3, we don't know what the name of the movie is yet, but right at the start, what if it just shows when Spider-Man goes, what the? And then all of a sudden, we think that's crazy already, that the world knows who Spider-Man is. But what if right after that, the whole sky just goes red, and then all these things just start ripping out of the sky, and then you see different versions of Spider-Man coming in, and the other villains of Spider-Man from the other movies, the original Spider-Mans and stuff like that. What if they all start coming in, and then that's when you see Doctor Strange pouring in, and he's trying to control all this madness, and what if that happens? You know what I mean? We obviously don't know what is going to happen, but somehow they have to link to the ending of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, that's a good theory, man. I think they might do something like that, but
it could be very close.
But in saying that, there are rumors that obviously Doctor Strange is going to show up in WandaVision. We necessarily don't have to match up the timeline because we don't know how long WandaVision thing is going for. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
But at the same time, I just for me, I feel like if she was to go crazy, that would be just everywhere.
Yeah,
that would be everyone would see that.
But the thing is her bubble. In the episode 4, they say it, that the bubble that she's made is a Big Bang bubble, so it's a creation kind of thing, but it's expanding. It's always expanding. It's not the same thing, so it's always expanding. So your theory, what you were saying, that could be possibly correct. How she could pretty much have a traumatic thing, and just everything she just loses it pretty much. But then when she loses it,
that's probably when Strange comes in.
Yeah, probably. Or she creates a multiverse when she loses it, so her powers get overtaken.
Essentially, that's kind of the same idea as my theory.
Yeah, what you were saying, I 100% agree with what you were saying. Instead of it leading up to Spider-Man, because Doctor Strange will be coming out after Spider-Man 3, right? Pretty sure it's coming out after.
It's weird because right now in the pipeline they have Thor coming out after Spider-Man, then Doctor Strange.
But Thor's going to be separate. Thor's just going to be its own thing. I don't think Thor will be linked. Thor's going to be its own little. Thor's mainly going to focus more on the space side of things.
Yeah.
While Spider-Man 3 will be more Earth based, while Thor's going to be more space based and more.
There will be some links though because of Loki.
Yeah, but I don't think Loki will be linked to Spider-Man or Doctor Strange at all. There won't be any connections to that. I think Loki is going to be its own little thing, and Loki is going to focus on its own little bubble. and probably expand to Thor. And then the only thing that's going to probably link to Doctor Strange and Spider-Man will be just WandaVision. Because Falcon and Winter Soldier won't be linking to those at all. Because that's its own separate thing. They're focusing more on the government side, right? So Marvel's got their... The way the Marvel have set it up is they've got Guardians and Thor for the space stuff. They've got Black Panther for the technology, for the rituals, for the ancient culture, right? So they've got that. Eternals is included into that space kind of thing. Then they had Captain America and Iron Man, which was like the government based movies, you know. And Spider-Man is the only thing that went from being like sort of like an Earth based government thing to a multiverse kind of thing. So because obviously they're going to do multiverse in Spider-Man 3. So that's the only thing that's going to be like that. So speaking like that, at the moment, WandaVision is that multiverse universe at the moment. So WandaVision is part of that Doctor Strange universe. But it's not part of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's not going to be part of Thor. It's not going to be part of these things. Because WandaVision is going to be expanding the multiverse storyline, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier are going to be expanding on the government storyline. Captain America is a government property, and he can't decide who becomes the next Captain America. So give us back the shield and see you later, because we've got someone else. Pretty much, we don't need soldiers anymore because it's not that time anymore. We need a face kind of thing. But and then Loki is more like time travel kind of thing. So Loki could go into Ant-Man. So Ant-Man, like Loki could expand into Ant-Man and the Wasp. That quantum theory timeline kind of thing. Through that's how they continue with everything of that storylines that they've created. So they've created a multiverse storyline. They've created a government storyline. They've created a space, and then they've got their space storyline and stuff, you know. And then through that, they could all come together to fight Galactus, because Galactus could be something in regards to like a government threat, a space threat, a multi-universe threat, and stuff like that. So they could be. That could be something like that. But I love your theory of how like she loses it and opens like dimensions. Like here's another thing that like, because there people are saying in this episode they allude to astronauts that went to space, and some of them blipped and some of them didn't, and then some of them lost their mind and left. Like what if your theory is right, where these scientists that we don't see working with SWORD that are at that camping ground in Westview, and so when Scarlet Witch like loses it, it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, that bubble that she's in. And what if that bubble's got some sort of like, you know, how the Mind Stone gave her powers? What if her powers can give other people, like, unlock that ability as well?
Yeah, I actually agree with that theory. I think if you think about it, the cosmic radiation throughout the history of like the Marvel comics seems to be the source of where people are getting their powers from, and not necessarily it's giving it to them. Like in most cases, it's unlocking it.
Yeah.
So they have the power inside them already. They just can't use it until it gets unlocked.
Yeah, so that's how they're gonna probably pretty much like.
That's probably why the multiverse is in madness. Because what's going to happen is like all these people that never had powers before suddenly can use powers because her bubble is just going to expand and everyone's just going to be affected. But the time that Monica got shot out of the bubble, did that start to unlock her powers? Like, are we going to see her slowly starting to develop her powers, because we know she's photon?
That's what I mean. Like that could be something like causes her to unlocks that thing inside of her. Because also another rumor was that Tobey Maguire is meant to show up in WandaVision as well.
Heard that as well.
So like literally like, okay, so if Tobey Maguire is coming, who's he coming as? Is he coming as Peter Parker? Or is he coming as someone else? Or is Tobey Maguire Mephisto? Is Tobey Maguire going to be Mephisto?
Honestly, we don't know. That's the brilliance of what this WandaVision TV series is doing. It's a funny thing that you mentioned that particular rumor. It's because I haven't watched The Mandalorian just yet, but I heard that Mark Hamill made a surprise cameo in The Mandalorian.
Well, it actually wasn't him at all.
It
No.
wasn't, so it was just like a fake.
It was a deep fake out. They just
It was a stand-in.
It was a stand-in, and they just used his face from. They just de-aged his face. They gave him credit for it. He just did his lines probably over the phone anyway. So
Yeah, right.
But
Well-
it actually wasn't him. It was just like a stand-in kind of a person. But like he did get credited for it. But
Yeah.
like he was there. Like Mark Hamill was there as Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Spoilers for that,
So, yeah.
by the way.
Yeah. It's all right. We gave them four
No,
warnings of spoilers,
true.
anyways. But yeah, so what's her name? The actor for Scarlet Witch was actually in an interview recently, and she was saying that there was going to be a cameo in WandaVision that's just as big as that, as big as that. So you've got to think, okay, who could that be,
Right.
and why? And so if she tears apart the whole multiverse and links her movie to Spider-Man Far From Home, it would kind of make sense to show Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire.
But that's the thing. Like we don't know how long her timeline is. Like is her timeline like during?
Like her timeline could still end in 2023,
Yeah.
and then there's still a gap.
Yeah, but what
But-
if her timeline is still continuing during Spider-Man Far From Home? Who knows? It could be.
It could.
'Cause,
We don't know, but it
Yeah,
could.
we literally don't know. Like
Logically,
happening?
from my point of view, though, I would say that it has to catch up to Spider-Man because there are just way too many projects that they've got going on right now,
Yeah.
and for them to have all these ones that are behind the present day, it's going to be confusing for a lot of people.
could be. It could possibly be. But the thing is, they don't explain the timeline that much.
Yeah, but
If you know what I mean. But in this episode, they kind of did tell us, sort of hint at a timeline. Like
yeah,
we had no idea. Like we could have been like when the show first started, I was like, oh, this could be like the same timeline as Spider-Man. Don't think they'll rush it and catch it up. I think they'll like, dude, Kevin Feige. Like, he's probably got some kind of idea or some way they'll do something.
They'll
do
explain it.
something to skip it. You know, like how they skipped 5 years in the timeline. They
Yeah.
literally
It's-
did that without
like,
explaining it,
yeah.
kind of thing. So that could be some. What you said was where WandaVision just loses control and just opens up a whole nasty multiverse thing, but then she gets captured. Like, let's say, like she gets put in like a mental strain where she's like literally like, what are those jackets called? The straight jacket.
Oh, the
straight
straight
jacket.
jackets,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's in one of those. Doctor Strange is literally just like, oh man, what has she done? What has she opened? Kind of thing.
that's very true. Actually, now that you say that,
Yeah.
like they can go that route. They could go that route and just be
Yeah.
like, Doctor Strange senses that she's going to do something that's going to be like really
Yeah.
bad, so he could step in towards the ending episodes, like episode 8 or 9, and he could just basically stop her from going all crazy. And that would explain how it doesn't match up to the Spider-Man timeline because they're doing something in the background.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But in saying that, if he can't stop her, then it definitely has to match up to Spider-Man because otherwise, for something like that to happen, where it just everything goes crazy and the multiverse rips apart, everyone's got to see it. Everyone's got to
Yep.
see it. So yeah,
Yeah, nah, like.
so it can go
It
either
can
way.
go either way and stuff, man. Who knows what's going to happen? And what if Doctor Strange is before? Like, you know, yeah, it's releasing after Far From Home, but what if it's... Spider-Man 3. What if Doctor Strange Madness of Multiverse of Madness
Oh yeah, it
happens?
could be like a half.
Yeah,
half where
like a
it's
halfway
in-
point
yeah.
between that and Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in saying that, it looks like in Spider-Man 3 that they probably just go, it's like some fake news kind of thing, like, yeah, that's not the real Spider-Man kind of thing. They somehow justify Peter Parker and saying, that's just fake. He's not Spider-Man. It's all a lie and stuff. Because Doctor Strange is meant to be a mental.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, let's just jump back into WandaVision because we're getting a bit sidetracked there. We're going down a really big.
We can go on for ages. On theories.
We're going.
We'll do that every now and then, but we'll see how we go.
We'll definitely be going down that rabbit hole quite a lot. Like literally, that's dude, the amount of things that we say, like, it may not make sense, but like, trust us, like, we know what we're saying. We're just coming up with wild theories and things that may or may not be true, man. Like, who knows? Like, it possibly could be. We don't know. So that's why we wanted to say all these things, is because we've got our own little fantasies where we're like, what if this will happen? What if that would happen? It will be amazing kind of thing. But, in saying that, like, what are you expecting for the next episode?
Okay, well, just judging off what I've seen in the teasers for the next episode, it looks like we're going to be going through sitcoms of 80s and 90s.
Yep.
And it looks like Vision is actually starting to figure things out. And you can see it looks like they might have some disagreements. So I don't know if you saw that little cut that they had in the teaser where basically they start flying.
Yeah.
And so I think they're in a disagreement. They're having a little bit of a fight. So I think that's starting to show
some cracks through the...
cracks, yeah.
But in saying that, I'd love to see like that battle. That'd be an amazing battle. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then in saying that, it could be just possibly they're like, doing some flying, like random flying or something. Who knows?
Here's the thing on that. I think what could possibly be happening is because what we've seen so far is Agnes is trying to stop Vision from getting suspicious. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I've noticed that she wants Vision to not get involved. And so what I'm thinking is they will start fighting, and we're going to be like, oh, is this going to be when WandaVision goes crazy? This is going to be when WandaVision goes crazy. But I think they're going to stop. Like Agnes is going to just walk right into the house and be like, hey kids, and then they have to like, because that's what she says in the trailer. She's like, hi kids, and then they're probably going to have to stop their flying and like calm down so like she doesn't lose it. So she's probably intentionally trying to stop them from fighting.
Possibly. That's a good thing, man. Like, possibly could be. Or it could be like pretty much like showing their kids. Like, that's another thing as well.
Yeah, like the way that they've cut the trailer is misleading.
Oh, dude, they always mislead it. What about that Infinity War trailer where they showed the Hulk and stuff and there was zero Hulk? There was only Hulk for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then there was no other Hulk besides that. Like, that's what I mean.
That's right.
Oh my god! I just saw a cat walk past my thing. Yeah, I've got the, because I'm sitting in the pergola, and I had the blinds open to let more light in. I just saw a cat like staring at me and just walked off. Weird, man. Weird. Yeah, man. Like, that sounds like a good theory for episode 5. I think we're gonna pretty much see a mixture of what we saw in episode 4 and what we got in the first 3 eps. So I think we're gonna see a mixture of those. Advance the story, obviously, and go from there. And I want to get a gauge of the timeline, man. To be honest, like, how long was Monica Rambeau in that bubble? Was she in for an hour, 2 hours? What are we talking, 1 month, or what was happening, kind of thing. So I'd love to see something.
It's interesting how she almost basically was like deep undercover when she got in there.
But we don't know if she was actually in cover or she was actually being controlled, kind of thing, because she just looked blank-faced. But then it looks like because she got sucked into it, it looked like she kind of was like, okay, this isn't the reality, this isn't real world, something's happening here, so I'll just go along with it, kind of thing. Because she brings up Ultron just like that, and then she's like terrified. She's like, oh, she's like regretting what she said. She's like, oh shit, what did I say, kind of thing. But yeah, man, hopefully we get more storyline from it, more theories about it and stuff. So yeah, pretty much it. That's about it, guys. And yeah, before we go, I just wanted to quickly say that I've started a Etsy store, and I'll be selling like personalized drink bottles, like insulated drink bottles. So I'll have the link down below in the description. But check us out, check it out, help us out. Like, definitely you could get personal, great for gifts, you know, for someone for a birthday, or you know, for a company kind of thing, or taking to school. You know, if your kids get like lose their drink bottles or it gets taken because people have similar ones, yeah, you can buy yourself personalized ones. And not only that, I'll be getting I won't be just doing drink bottles. We're talking like most things, like things from drink bottles, coffee mugs, wine glass, whiskey glasses, all different kind of things I'll be personalizing, even t-shirts and shoes. So I can do shoes as well now. So man, who knows, you can definitely get your own personalized one, or I could make one for you, make my own personalized designs and stuff. Or definitely we're going to have some with our logo on it as well, the map logo. So
so you can rep the map.
Rep the map merch. So yeah, keep an eye out on that for guys. More products will be going up soon. In saying that, we will call it an end for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a fun one that we went on about, and then next week we'll do the same thing. We'll talk about episode 5, and we'll go from there. And then maybe next week we might keep it a bit short on the WandaVision. We might have something else that we want to talk about as well, depending on what happens during the week. In saying that, it's Thursday night. It's getting a bit late. It's time to well, what are we talking about? It's only 9:48. It's not that late, but still, you get tired after a whole days of work.
That's true.
But yeah, guys, we'll leave it there. We'll have all our links to our socials in the description below. And take care, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Wow, that just keeps getting better. So join us today on the Mad About Pop Culture podcast. Episodes come out weekly, and you can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you download or stream your podcast from. Did you know you can also give us a like and review in the app? This will really help out the show. Take care and goodbye, and we will see you on the map. Okay, bye-bye now.